Hey, folks, I'm sure most of you have seen already these Jesse Waters jokes that he made on what is the show called? I've never watched it before. It's like The Five or some shit like that. But I'm sure that you've all seen it at this point in time. If you haven't, go look it up. But this prick gets on there and starts making jokes basically about rape. He's joking about how Pete Hegseth's roided up, like, supervillain, like Hydra mercenaries are gonna be so hopped up on testosterone that they're just gonna start raping willy nilly. I mean, he's making jokes about it, and he talks about how women in the military better watch out, and women in Asia better watch out, and like he's giggling about it, and like everybody else, right? Like we want to call that out. We want to make sure that everybody understands that this guy is a fucking vile piece of shit. Like he shouldn't have a platform. He shouldn't be allowed to get on there and say those things because at the end of the day, it's really important to understand that, his joking about it is one thing, but this sucks to say, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And that's the part that is perhaps the most fucking disgusting is that there is already, like rape is already a fucking problem in the military, a big problem in the military. It's almost part of the culture in the military. And I know that they, well, we're going to stop this, we're going to stop that, but do they really? Do they really? So I I feel like it's my responsibility as a man to not only condemn what Jesse Waters says, but to make sure that people know that he's not really wrong. He's not. Like it's not it's not something to joke about. It's something that if he would have taken it seriously, not him personally because he's a fucking pile of shit, but if somebody takes it seriously and reports on it, then maybe something gets done. But instead he gets up there and giggles about it as if it's a good thing, as if it's funny, right? It's funny that women get raped in the military. It's funny that Asian women at a port of call are going to get raped by US soldiers. That's hilarious, right? Like that that particular way of looking at it is disgusting, but that doesn't mean that he's wrong. And that's, the issue that we, not just men, but mostly men need to address and we need to look at and we need to define and we need to actually try to do something about is understanding that, this is part of rape culture. This is something that every man has to do something about. We have to stand up against. And I think that I it feels dirty almost to say that Jesse Waters is right about something because he's not. He's not right to joke about it, but he is right that when you start feeding, vials of souped up fucking testosterone to a bunch of already like emotionally stunted fucking people, this is going to exacerbate the problem. It's going to get worse. And he is 100% right about that. And so it I know that I don't have the millions of people listening to me, but yes, I do believe that people need to be more careful. Women in the military need to be more careful. You need to be more vigilant because as long as these policies are in place and as long as these men are allowed to basically juice, this is going to be a real fucking issue. And I would not blame women in the military or women outside the military if they wanted to do it for taking justice into their own hands. I think that there's something there. There's something because they're not going to find it in the system. We know they're not. We've seen that they're not, and it just is one of those things where it's like what do you do? You just if you want to be in the military, you just be like, well, the odds of me being raped become 75% now, 80% now because we can't just accept it. We can't, like, that's not an option. But again, he said it jokingly, and that alone is fucking disgusting. But he is correct. He is correct. It's going to get worse. This is absolutely like A to B. Like it's really that simple. This is what's going to happen, and the fact that he can joke about it, the fact that it's okay, the fact that this apparently was something that, you know, this doesn't bother him enough to change it. So I just think that I just wanted to call some attention to it because it is a problem, and people need to talk about it, and we need to bring light to it, and people need to be aware of it. I think that's the biggest thing, is people need to be aware of it as more than just a fucking joke. Because a lot of people, they see guys in a uniform and they just automatically impress honor on them. But honor comes from an individual, not from a uniform. There's a lot of people that wear uniforms that are dishonorable pieces of shit and that act horribly and are horrible people, horrible men, I should say. And they shouldn't be wearing that uniform, but they do. And that goes for people in the military, that goes for cops, that goes for anything. Anytime you see somebody in a uniform, we tend to, as an American people, say, "Oh, well, thank you," and blah blah blah, and like get all fucking emotional because they're wearing a uniform. That doesn't make them a good person. Their actions and their decisions. If those men wearing those uniforms stand up and say, "I not only will I not rape," which is the fucking baseline, but I will stand up and I will fight for the people that are, first of all, victims, and second of all, I will fight to change this. I will do everything I can to change this culture. This will not happen on my watch. Then that's an honorable man. That's a man that's actually doing what he's supposed to do. But you all too often get your boys together and they're all fucking juiced up. You know, they're not going to do that because they're not honorable men. And we need to be aware of that and we need to call it out. Don't get so enamored with the fucking uniform that you can't see that the people in the uniform are a fucking problem. Anyway, that's my thoughts. And it's disgusting that we even have to have this conversation, but it is something that we have to be aware of. We have to bring light to it. Take care of yourself, everybody, and take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.